Hello, and welcome to my video. Today I'm making some more mini paintings, and if you don't know, I make these tiny little paintings and they come on an easel, and I sell them at different markets around my town. So it's kind of like my, trademark signature little thing. So just like any other painting, I prep by doing a thin layer of a color. It's usually a pink or orange. Some people like to do a burnt sienna. Basically, it's whatever color you want to show through the painting a little bit, or have as your base value to go off of for all the other values that you're going to be putting down later. I just use acrylic paint watered down with some water so I can see my sketch show through it, because you don't want it to be too pigmented and cover up all your work. So now here's where the fun begins. I'm going in with just blocking in some color. I usually do any darker colors first, or like big areas of color, just to get something going. It's very satisfying. So what's interesting about this video, which I'm sure you saw in the title, is that I actually had 2 hurricanes hit my town in Florida during the making of these, or like in between the making of these. So as I was working on this first one, in this week, Hurricane Helene was preparing to come through. And it's kind of funny because the paintings I decided to work on this week were very much like Florida looking. You'll see later I did some oranges and just like, plants are just very Florida, like flowers and oranges. So it's kind of funny. It's made the theme of this video really come through. And I didn't plan on that being the theme, but I decided after the first hurricane, when I knew another one was coming, I was like, I should probably film a little bit just to have something of that be in this video, because it was kind of interesting that was all happening and there was a lot going on. So you'll see a bit of that later on. But in the meantime, enjoy this time lapse of me working on this first painting. If you want to bring out your sketchbook or whatever you're working on and paint along, feel free to do so, and I'll check in with you later. Now that all the main kind of colors are blocked in, this is around the time where I like to really crispen things up by darkening some of the values, bringing out the lights, and just adding a lot more contrast into the painting, so things really start to pop. So, one painting done, and we have Hurricane Helene. So this is her track. I live in Florida, and this is a little clip of me just in my driveway. I didn't get a lot of videos from this one because I wasn't expecting to really film anything. That's the pile of stuff I had to clean up. Then we have Hurricane Milton coming about a week after. So I had to get prepared all again, clean out the gutters, make sure everything was good to go for the second hurricane. Do I look cool at least?
You do.
That's all that matters.
You're the coolest looking hurricane prep gutter cleaner I've ever met. Gotta clean the gutters out before the hurricane comes.
And this second one, Hurricane Milton, was pretty scary because it was going to hit as even more of an intense storm, an intense category. It, at its height, was a category 5 when it was out in the Gulf, and it made landfall as a category 3. And the eye of the storm actually went over my house, which hasn't happened before for me with a hurricane. So that was the first of that experience. You can check that off the bucket list. So these paintings I did after the first hurricane, Helene. We had like about a week of normal back to regular business before we had to start prepping for the next one. So this was in that week of a break between hurricanes. And it's funny because I kind of planned to do these ones before all this, and it's just very Florida. Like, I think a lot of people think of oranges when they hear Florida. It's like kind of our symbol, I guess. But I really like the colors in these paintings. They're kind of more muted than I usually do, or like I like a muted color. So it was really fun to work on these. Just blocking in some darker colors here, really letting everything pop. There's like these little white flowers which contrast nicely with everything else and looks really pretty. I'm basically just like carving out the shapes that are in the image, just like all the twigs and leaves, just really carving it out with the darker background color, which I think is really satisfying personally. It's one of my favorite parts of a painting, just like blocking things in. You don't have to worry about, detail, and it's just one color. Just get in there, cover up some space on the canvas. Okay, so now I'm blocking in the white little flowers, which are really cute. And this is where that background color really comes into play here, because I don't know if you can tell from the video, but it's kind of peeking through that white, which is, very light. And it just gives an extra glow to the whole painting versus if I started on just a white canvas. And it really allows that white paint to pop off. So I guess I'll talk a little bit more about the hurricane experience. Thankfully, my house wasn't affected greatly. We didn't have much damage on these hurricanes, just a lot of tree branches down. Our fence, like pieces of our fence blew down and all that kind of stuff. Like nothing too serious at all, which I'm very grateful for, very happy about. I know that like all the beaches that are on the West Coast are just completely messed up, and it's going to take a lot of time to get them back to how they were, or even close. So it's really sad knowing that all those beautiful beaches are affected like that, and the businesses that are on the coast. But my experience in the week leading up to Milton was a lot of prep, because this one was going to be a lot worse, and I was just working my little butt off. I tell you what, just running around, moving furniture, clearing things up, getting supplies, taping up windows, all of that. So here are the finished paintings of the orange trees. I really like how they turned out, and the colors and everything about them. Super cute. Here's some footage and photos I took from the time during the hurricane. This is like leading up to it, the day it was supposed to come. This is my cozy corner in the hallway where we pushed our couch into to be safe. So a crazy thing is our power came on for a moment during the storm, and at this point we were able to see this light was like hanging and just like had the most eerie vibe to it. So that's what this video is of.
It's crazy.
I'm doing the walk around the neighborhood as you do after a hurricane. Check the damage of everyone. There's some generators running, so it's a little bit loud over here. Mainly a lot of tree limbs that are down. Looks like this tree took some damage. Yep. This was full of leaves before, or it usually is. Man. So I hope you enjoyed this video of me painting and talking about the hurricanes. So what an interesting 2 weeks. But I really like how these minis turned out. Here's what they look like on their easels, displayed in all their glory. So thank you so much for watching. If you sticked around, be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more. Bye!